Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Today we are going to discuss the topic of imprints and how to get liberated from imprints. I'm going to present this talk in English, but I'm quite happy for someone who want to ask any questions in Tamil language also. I will try to answer in Tamil and also possibly in English. As I usually say, these talks are very important. Depending upon the observer or whoever hearing this talk, these talks can go into very depth and it can help you to reach the stage what we commonly known as enlightenment or Jivan Mukta. You may be wondering, is just a talk or just one topic can make you to reach that level, but there are some areas which will kindled by these kind of talks or thoughts, and that is the path for the enlightenment. Karma is the main thing, or in other words, imprint, or the main thing which prevents us from entering into the area of enlightenment or mukti or the complete resolution of all the life related issues. So first, it's very important to understand what is karma, and then we can take it step by step to see what are all the facilities or the instruments available for us to get liberated from that. I'm going to add some slides in the links which I'm going to send it to the WhatsApp group later. Thanks to my daughter Janani Anand who helped in preparing these slides. The background is, most of us have some idea about karma, but the problem is it is so commonly used, the meaning is little bit diverted. By karmas in this talk or imprints in this talk, the main message is the bondage which makes us to lead the life. The reason behind the life, the reason behind actually everything other than the enlightenment. That is the background. That is the definition for the imprint. Our Maharishi has done many talks regarding the imprints, and he has wonderfully worked out the ways by which you can understand and also liberate ourselves from these imprints. It is very important to understand what are all the types of karma. This is something quite basic, which most of you may know. I will just touch upon it. There are three main types. The first one is Sanchita Karma. The next one is Prarabdha Karma. The third one is Agna Karma. Even though the words sound very Sanskrit, they have a very simple meaning. Sanchita Karma, the word Sanchi means bag. We have a very good scholar by name Dr. Devi in our scientific committee in the Vision Aliyar. She has given me very good tips on the meaning of these words. I did a previous presentation on this in Tamil, and she's given us some feedback which I've added in this English presentation. There is also a nice Tamil name for Sanchita Karma, which is known as Pala Vinay. What is this Sanchita Karma? Where it is associated or located? To understand this, as I usually presented in my previous talk also, we need to understand our association with three bodies. The first body is the physical body, you are seeing me. The second body is a subtle body which you can't see, but I only can feel. That is my inner world. So my happiness, my thoughts, my sadness, my fear, that is my subtle body. And then the causal body, which is the reason behind everything. For example, in the wonderful meditation which we completed, we went to the Shakti Kalam, beyond the Shakti Kalam, the Shiva Kalam, the Supta Veli, that is the causal body. Causal body, what, for example, if I have a causal body, it is just a fragment of that universal causal body. Fragment in the sense it's not something separate from that, it is the universal causal body. And the Sanchita Karma or Prarabdha Karma or Agna Karma, they are all associated mostly with the subtle body, and it manifests itself in the physical body. Why the causal body or the other names like Brahman or Suttavali has no karmas at all. If you can understand this, then my job will be very easy in taking it forward. What is Sanchita Karma? Sanchita Karma is the complete bag. As I said, Sanchi means bag in Telugu. The full bag of karmas, which is due to the previous hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of life, is contained in a bag known as Sanchita Karma. And it is associated with the subtle body. Based upon the Sanchita Karma, it will impact the physical body, the appearance, the illness, the happiness, sadness, everything. Now, a person has done hundreds, if not thousands of lives in the past, maybe a human being life, animal life, fish life, plant life, insect life, etc. So, it is impossible for that full bag of the Sanchita Karma to be resolved in one life. One life means from birth to death. So a small part of that Sanchita Karma is fixed to that particular life from birth to death. That is known as Prarabdha Karma. In Tamil, it is known as Nigar Vinay. Such a nice, beautiful word, quite self-explanatory. Nigar Vinay. The other meaning of the word Prarabdha Karma is the bow and arrow, where the arrow is released from the bow. Once the arrow is released, till you release the last point, you have complete control. You can fix the distance, you can fix the target, everything. But once it is released, you have lost the control on it. That is Prarabdha Karma. So once the Prarabdha Karma is attached to a subtle body, there is no way the subtle body can escape from it. It has to complete it like to-do list 1, 2, 3 before the whole life completes. That is Prarabdha Karma. The third type, as I said, is known as Aganmya Karma. Gamyam means Kamam. Kamam means the doing. In Tamil, it is known as Pugu Vinay, which is like a new Vinaygal. So Aganmya Karma is the new karmas which a living being does from birth to death. That may be influenced by the Prarabdha Karma, while Sanchita Karma stays there like a bank for the future rebirth and lives. Now, this Aganmya Karma is very simply divided into good and bad. So everything what we do should be coming under a big classification, either it's good or it's bad. Why it is important to understand this? In fact, all these things are nomenclature. Those who are quite new to this concept, they may find everything is like Greek and Latin. But if you start hearing this again and again, both in Vedas and Vedandriyams, these things will become very, very, very familiar. You can ignore everything, all the terminologies, and then just follow the meditation and reach a very nice, calm life. Nothing wrong in it. But sometimes you will get deviated from that path, and the life will suck us into various good and bad happenings. If we know this classification and nomenclature, end of the day, they're all just names. That's it. It will help us to act or face the issues more confidently. That's why these names have become very important. There is a very nice saying in our Tamil literature. I will say the words in Tamil and then translate it in English. Tannai arinda tattva ஞானிகள் முன்னை வினையின் முடிச்சை அவிழ்ப்பர் பின்னை வினையை பிடித்து பிசைவர் சிந்தையில் வைத்த சிவன் அருளாலே. Again, credits to Dr. Devi for giving me this wonderful quote. Again, தன்னை அறிந்த தத்துவ ஞானிகள். Number one, the people who are completely realized. That we are going to discuss further in detail. முன்னை வினையின் முடிச்சை அவிழ்ப்பர். Munnai Vinay is the one, Sanchita Karma. We can even say Prarabdha Karma is also a part of Munnai Vinay. So, Munnai Vinayin Mudichai Avilpar means they will just resolve it. Just for the rhyme sake, they have given Munnai Mudichai. But end of the day, the meaning is they can resolve all the Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma. Pinnai Vinayai Pidithu Pisaivar. Again, for rhyming, they said Pinnai, Pidithu, Pisaivar, etc. But end of the day, the meaning is the Agadmya Karma also will be nicely squashed out. It's quite nice words. How it is possible? Sindayil Vaitha Sivan Arulale, which is the meditation. Here, the Sivan, what they mean is that Suttaveli, which we used in the meditation, there is nothing religious to that. As I said, Shivam is completely religious, non-religious. It is a kind of the absolute universal consciousness. And Sindayil Vaitha means you are meditating, and I'm going to come to that in quite in detail about the Agna meditation, Turiya meditation, Turiyadida meditation. So by the meditation, Tannai Arinda Tattvanyanigal will resolve all the karmas. The single sentence from the Tamil historical notes has given us all the meanings of what to do. My today's presentation will be having a heavy continuation from the previous presentations on Brahmanyanam. I'm sure most of you have participated it live, or at least gone through the YouTube videos which we have shared in the group. So by definition, Brahmanyanam means before the Big Bang there was only Shivakalam, which is Suttaveli. From there only everything happened. That Shuttaveli, as I said again and again, is the causal body from which everything happened. So it's very important to keep the Brahmanyanam as a supporting structure for further understanding the next steps. How now we have understood just theoretically what are all the types, what is the definition, and what are all the ways by which we can approach it. Now let us dive into a little bit of detail to say how we can resolve each type of karmas in detail. The karma which is most easy to tackle is the Agadmya Karma, because it is the only thing which is in our hand. So the only way by which you can avoid Agadmya Karma is, number one, you should not do anything good or anything bad. So doing good is also an Agadmya Karma. It means it's becoming a very neutral life. The only way you can do it is you have to go to a forest and then meditate and then enter into the Jiva Samadhi. That's the only way. But till your Prarabdha Karma leads you, as I said, Prarabdha Karma will lead you from birth to death. Till the Prarabdha Karma leads you, you can use this body and mind to do something good. And as Maharishi usually say, one of the easiest way to clear the Pava Padivigal is by male Padivigal, which means just superimpose your imprints with the goodness. As you dilute the goodness again and again and again, the badness will get very diluted and it's very, very inconspicuous. Say if I give you 1 spoon of salt and ask you to have, it's such a very unpleasure experience. But in the same spoon of salt, if we mix it into 1 glass of water, 1 glass full of water, maybe somebody can tolerate maybe few sips, but again taking the whole glass will be quite difficult. It's not good for your tummy. But if the same spoon of salt is mixed into a big drum of say 25 liters of water, then it's whole diluted and then you can drink even 3 or 4 glasses from it. It's as simple as that. Agadmya Karma, in theory, anything you do good or bad is Agadmya Karma. Obviously, bad should not be done. Do as much good as possible, which will dilute whatever bad in the Agadmya Karma which you have done before these sessions, or which will help you to dilute the effects which you are going to face because of the Prarabdha Karma. And so Agadmya Karma, I'm not going to discuss anything more because it's quite straightforward, simple, disciplined, honest life. Prarabdha Karma, one of the best way to face it is accept the Prarabdha Karma. There is no way you can escape from it. It's absolutely no way. So now you can understand to a certain extent why the previous rishis or in Vedas or our Maharishi also used these terms in many talks on in writings, why they divided this into 3. If it is not divided, the whole karma will look like a big monster and you don't know how to tackle it. If you divide and rule, you know, okay, Agadmya Karma ticked, I can easily tackle it, no problem with that. Prarabdha karma, there is no way, we have to accept it, no way. So the people who are in the path of enlightenment or this kind of the realization, if something happens, it will really pull them down and feel them sad. Oh, I've done everything correctly, why it is happening to me? So there is no point in these kind of realizations, everything. Let me go back to my normal mundane life of going behind pleasure, happiness, everything. So at the time, the knowledge of this prarabdha karma will help you to understand, okay, this is due to prarabdha karma, which I need to accept. There is no other way. Now you know why there are some divisions, classifications, nomenclature behind that. So it's very useful. This classification is very useful. So you should feel equilibrium with both good and bad, with all the challenges. That's what the prarabdha karma means. The other way you can resolve or make yourself fit to face the prarabdha karma is healthy body and healthy mind. And Maharishi has given us wonderful instruments for us, and believe me, I have researched so many different types of scholarly work. As I said, usually Vedanta, which is my main hobby, and Buddhist traditions, Chinese traditions, including Christianity and Islamic. Our Maharishi's path is very, very simple and very easy for a layman. You need healthy body, you need healthy mind. That's the only way you can tackle the prarabdha karma. How to get healthy body? We have got wonderful exercises, the simple fried Kundalini yoga exercises, 14-point acupressure, they will give you a healthy body. Healthy mind, or if you are discussing about the subtle body, the best thing is the Kaya Kalpa. And if you are discussing more into the higher levels, various types of meditations, we have just completed wonderful meditation few minutes back. And Swamiji's concept of Aindil Alavamurai. As long as you keep your desires within limits and keep limitations on the Alavamurai, you will be having a nice healthy body and healthy mind. So I will take an example how these aspects will help you to face your prarabdha karma. Say for example, Mr. X, a person, unfortunately because of his prarabdha karma, he is supposed to have a two-wheeler accident and fracture of his right leg. Say for example, if he is a quite good practitioner, keeping the body healthy, keeping the mind healthy during the yoga and spending at least a couple of hours every day for the investment of health, in spite of this fracture, he will be treated by the doctor and he may get excellent recovery from the fracture with a nice healing, and he may be with crutches for a few weeks, and then slowly he will become completely independent. And the fracture will become like an episode. When he reaches his age of 60 or 70, he will think, yeah, at the age of 30, 35, I had a fracture. I think I was a bit bedridden for a couple of weeks, but now it's just a memory. But if the person is not maintaining good health, good body, good mind, healthy body, then the same fracture can get infected and can even kill him completely. So the only way by which you can face prarabdha karma is accept it as it is and make yourself nicely equipped and strong to face it. These are all the ways to face the prarabdha karma. The last one is the Sanchita Karma. Sanchita Karma again is a little bit more straightforward, because we know that Sanchita Karma is the bag which is associated with your subtle body. So as long as you are associated with your subtle body, the Sanchita Karma will follow you just like your shadow. So the only way you can get yourself free from the subtle body is by associating yourself with the causal body, which means by meditation. They say if you meditate on the Agna Chakra, Agna Chakra is the place where the three nadis join together. The Vadakalai, the Idakalai and the Sushumna Nadi, they all join together. After Agna Chakra, it's only Sushumna Nadi. So if you are able to focus at Agna Chakra, you can control and channelize your Aganmya Karma very, very comfortably. If you are able to focus your meditation in the Turiya Chakra, you can get rid of the Prarabdha Karma. Because Prarabdha Karma is associated with the body, as I said, subtle body and physical body. So in Turiya, you are just at the verge of getting out of your body. So you will be free from your prarabdha karma imprints. If you are meditating at Turyadida meditation, then you are completely out of your physical body and subtle body, and by which you can get rid of your Sanchita Karma also. So indirectly speaking, by completely coming out of Sanchita Karma, which is not very easy, I'm just saying it in simple plain English, it's not as easy as I speak, but at least understand the concept so that you can start practicing it. By completely coming out of Sanchita Karma, by definition, you are preventing yourself from rebirth. And that's what in Tamil, as I usually quote, the Maranamila Peruvalu also. Now, we have understood the classification of karmas or imprints, how to tackle them, what are all the Maharishis methods, what are all the other methods available or other tips and tricks available. Now, let us apply it, like applied physics, applied physiology, applied biochemistry, like that. If there is a quarrel in a family, say for example, a fight between the husband and wife, or a fight between brothers and sisters, etc., they are all because of the prarabdha karma. Because of the influence of prarabdha karma, two people fight with each other. By fighting, they create agadmya karma. So I'm trying to make a scenario so that you can understand the application of them in the real life. There are some families where the husband and wife may fight because of a very simple thing, like selecting which movie to watch or selecting which dish to cook, or very, very simple things. But in some families, these small things will never create a fight. The fight will come only for the big things, like, for example, spending thousands and thousands of pounds, visiting somewhere, or buying a house. The fight may come only for the big things. Why is that? Why is in some families for very silly things people are fighting? If they discuss that with a third person visiting them, they may think, do you think is there any worth in discussing or fighting for this such a silly thing? Because that is the reason behind the prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma will make us to fight based upon the imprints for small things also. Or if the prarabdha karma is good, you will be fighting only for the big things. If the prarabdha karma is absent, you won't fight for anything. There may be some people you may have come across in your family, fortunately, if you are, that a person will never fight. That's what Maharishi also mentioned. There is no way you can get anger. And Sinam Tavirtal is the ultimate method by which you can dissociate yourself from the prarabdha karma. If a person A in the family getting hurt by the fight or the cruelty or the anger or bad words from person B, it doesn't mean that a person A's prarabdha karma is given him or her that punishment. It also means that there is a prarabdha karma in person B, who is the person who is initiated, who is also suffering. So the person who has the anger, who is the key person for the fight, they may suffer more because of whatever the bad hormones and which can lead to metabolic syndrome, etc. So it is not one person is getting suffered. So by chance, I don't want to take any discussions very personal. By chance, if somebody quarrel with you or fight with you, don't think that, oh my goodness, how I got influenced by this, how I got affected and getting punished by this, that person is so bad. It is number one because of prarabdha karma of your baggage. Without something in your baggage, nothing will happen. Believe that very strongly. It's very important. As long as you believe very strongly that everything, every minuscule happens in your life is because of your baggage, then only you will stop feeling bad for others. That will give you an immense calm. Everything happens to me is because of me. That's it. Full stop. End of the game. It will lead to you not being the reason for the fight with others. Mannithal, and it will lead a very nice family life and also social life in your office, in your day-to-day life, etc. Unfortunately, the person who is initiating fight also got the wrong end of the stick, and they are in fact punished more. We all will accept that person who loses the temper and in the state of the anger, they will be more punished than the person who is in the receiving end. And you can see that a lot of issues between the parents and children happens only when the children are reaching that age of 14 or 15, etc. And why that happens? Till the age of 13, our daughter or our son will be quite happy to hold our hands and then walk everywhere, jumping the usual children's walk of jumping on one leg alternatively. That's so nice to see. And once they reach the age of 14 or 15, there is a big dissociation. And many of you have children old enough, you may feel, I am seeing a completely new person and I can't believe this is the daughter or son who I reared for past 10, 13 years. Why is that happens? So your daughter or son has got the baggage of prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma will act slowly, engulfing their life only at the age of 13 or 14, where the chakras are nicely well developed. Once the chakras are nicely well developed, the chakras are indirectly the hormones. So there may be another day where I will discuss quite in detail about chakra, because there is a lot of science behind it and we need to do that in detail. So this prarabdha karma is the reason behind our hormone secretions, our adrenal hormones, our stress hormones, and everything is because of the prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma based upon the baggage. If the baggage is bad, try to focus all the energies into the lower chakras. If you are having more energies in the lower chakras, that will result in diversion towards the opposite sex, into the bad things in the life, into anger, and too much of excess of interest in having food, etc. That are the lower three chakras. The Agna Chakra is something like an equilibrium, which gives you happiness, which gives you kindness also, which is like a borderline between the good chakras, which is in the upper half, and bad chakras in the lower half. It's only at this age of, say, for example, 14 for a boy or girl, the chakras are very nicely developed. That's where female child will have menarche and started having the menstrual cycle. And that's where the prarabdha karma also is like acting, because the main tool for prarabdha karma is your hormones. That's why they start slowly behaving like a big person and identifying the wrongness in the parents, not accepting the parents' advice as usual, and they will still accept your advice, but they will filter it through their prarabdha karma. They won't accept it directly. They will have their own world. And you know how beautiful Maharishi exactly advised us at this age to start the children on Kaya Kalpa. And I have a few other talks on the science behind the Kaya Kalpa, which we will do it on a different day. So the Kaya Kalpa is the only tool available for you to shift your biomagnetism energy from lower chakras to upper chakras. And why Maharishi Avin said, ask your 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 6-year-old to start this, because it's not necessary. Before 14, the chakras were not that developed. So there is no point in subjecting a very small child, a playful child. Playful child is a god, to all those exercises. So Maharishi has given us exact idea of when to start this Kaya Kalpa. Dhavam you can do at younger age, or just prayer you can do at younger age. But these things are so closely scientifically linked to the chakras, and that's why Maharishi said 14 years is a very ideal age to start Kaya Kalpa. I bet the children who perform Kaya Kalpa every day, as described by Maharishi, morning, afternoon, evening, before food, before even a glass of water, the relation of them, not only with the parents, with the future family, with the classmates, with the teacher, will be so beautiful, because the angerness and the excess of interest in the food or sex, everything is so moderated, and they will be absolutely superhuman. There is no doubt in it. And sometimes people used to say, follow the instincts. What is that instinct? Instinct is nothing but the prarabdha karma. If you are a bit confused, there is two ways. Path A, path B. You don't know what to take. Both have its own bad and good consequences. Then just follow your instinct. That's what the Western people say. So if you follow the instinct, the prarabdha karma will, you're just following in wavelength to your prarabdha karma, because anyway that's what's going to happen. There is no point in fighting against prarabdha karma because it is going to lead you into that same cycle. So if the prarabdha karma is for you to follow the path A and enjoy the pros and cons, if you take path B, indirectly the prarabdha karma will lead you to the path A, which is unfortunately you can't escape. Vivekananda used to say, good, good, bad, bad. None escape the law of karma. The only way, as I said, you can completely escape from this is the same three methods. Avoid doing unnecessary aganmya karma, accept the prarabdha karma, and abstain from the Sanchita Karma. So abstaining from Sanchita Karma means you should abstain to start thinking about that you are the body, you are the mind. There is a person who approached a sage in the Veda period and asked that, I'm feeling so unhappy. I have enough money, but somehow the heart is not as charming and as happy as normal. It has a kind of a heaviness and unhappiness. So the sage said, who is having the unhappiness? It's your heart or your mind. Start observing it from a third person point of view. So the whole thing is like your subtle body has got the unhappiness. Start observing it from the causal body. That's what he meant. So he went home and did this exercise of meditation, and whenever he's feeling unhappy, he started observing it. Okay, my heart, my mind is feeling unhappy. And he started dissociating from his subtle body and he felt better. He felt as if that unhappiness belongs to a neighbor and another person, and he himself dissociated from that. And after very good practice for maybe a month's time, he came back and told the sage, I'm so comfortable with that. The unhappiness is still there, but I can see the unhappiness as if it's not belong to me. And that's a very nice dissociation. And I feel happy now. And I feel so happy and so blessed now. Thank you for the suggestion. And the sage said, who is feeling that happiness? Even that happiness doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the subtle body. So the lesson is happiness or unhappiness belongs to the subtle body. As long as you associate with that, you are giving the prarabdha karma to play its game. There is one Swamiji by name Ananda. He is a very strong practitioner and preacher of dissociation from the physical body and subtle body and associate yourself with causal body, which is the ultimate way by which you can liberate from all the imprints. And when he is going on talking and presenting like that, there was one time this kind of satsanga happening in the night with fire in the center, and it's a cold night, so people are sitting around disciplines, and then he's talking like that, and one of the discipline was not possibly very convinced, or maybe he's under the rule of his own prarabdha karma. He questioned Turyananda that so what do you mean by complete dissociation from the physical body and the subtle body? So there is a obvious fire in front of you. So what happens if you put your finger into the fire? Don't you feel hurt? Don't you feel the hotness? Don't you feel burnt? And he said, yes, I will feel the hotness and burnt, but I'm not that. My body may get burnt, and I will still observe it as if that the burning is happening to my body if I'm properly associating with my causal body. In fact, there are some historical tales where if you practice this so strongly, you will not feel any unhappiness or any discomfort happening in your physical body and subtle body, and you can observe it as if it's happening to exactly out of your life. That is the complete dissociation. That is the turiya, the davam, etc. in the real life. So it should happening even in the real life, even you're walking, even in your job, even in your seeing, I'm a doctor, so seeing patients. So don't try to get the credit. At the same time, even if there is a complaint, it's only for against you, your body or your mind. Take it in that way. In fact, there was a story where very big sage was walking. I forgot the exact name of the king and the sage. And the king was asking the sage what is the way or something like that, but the sage was so immersed in his own causal body, so it's like a meditative walking, like how the Buddhists teach the meditative walking. So the king got so angry and he removed his sword and cut his hand. The hand got completely severed, but the sage was still walking. And after walking few steps, he found his hand was lying down. Oh my God! I'm sorry, my hand has fallen down. So he just picked it and then attached it and went. Attached means it's end of the day it's a story, but that shows how healthy they are. That shows any cut heals like magic. That shows there is no pain they are feeling in relation to the body and the mind, which is physical body and the subtle body. I need to completely understand and accept that we are all quite far away from that stage, but at least you should know what station we are traveling towards. Again, Dr. Devi has introduced me to a book by name Illusions, which is from Richard Bach, and he said there is a word, you have put everyone in place by yourself. If you're having a bad teacher in your class, if you have a bad colleague in your office, they're all there placed by yourself, which means your prarabdha karma, so that your karma to-do list is ticked off one by one in a correct, measured manner. And I'm just reading the book this weekend. Possibly I will add few things in my future presentations. And the other big topic which is slightly hidden in this is the rebirth. Is the rebirth is true? Is the reincarnation is true? Again, there is no real big scientific evidence to that, but there are so many studies done. People have proven that the past life memories are there, the near death experiences are there. So those who are interested in that, there are a lot of books by name by a person, a psychiatric doctor by name Dr. Brain Weiss. The book names are like Through Time into Healing, Many Lives, Many Masters, Only Love is Real, Messages from the Masters. I will add the book details in the YouTube link, which will be shared later. And I won't really advise you to accept it as it is, but at least it gives you an idea that what is Sanchita Karma, is there a rebirth, which means how the Sanchita Karma is going to act. So if you're convinced with rebirth, the job is easy. So the only way you can avoid your rebirth is dissociate yourself from Sanchita Karma, appropriate meditation, not just for minutes, not just for hours, for days and days and days, and leading a very perfect life. So these are all the ways by which we can come out of it. I'm quite happy to share with you all that I got selected as a visiting professor for our Vedanta Maharishi College of Yoga, which is in Chennai. And so I will be starting my lectures and seminars from next month. And I'm quite happy that everything is in place for me. And I like talking on this subject, and I like spreading this message of not only the Maharishi and also the true meaning and true science behind it. And thank you for the opportunity, not only today and the future opportunities also. Actually, I got the topic. Actually, we plan to talk today is consciousness and self, but we find this karma topic or the classification and liberation from the imprints is much more important. So Ganga Kumaran sir has kindly agreed me to talk this topic today. Maybe next week or whenever the next opportunity happens, we can discuss about the consciousness and self and chakras and science behind few things. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm happy for any questions.
Thank you, Ananda. It's a very good talk. At least we all know, because of the Pratika Karma, we are all together today.
Yes.
All comments and questions are welcome.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ஆனந்தகுமார்.
சொல்லுங்க சிவகுமார் சார்.
Congratulations on your selection as a visiting professor. May your sort of spiritual work continue, and blessings for that.
Thank you very much.
Now, just one comment. I mean, I'm interested in this Advaita Vedanta as well. I think what you were mentioning, dissociating, is called negating. Is that right? I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, but I am Brahman.
Yeah. Negating is kind of another sentence synonymous with avoiding or dissociating or not associating. Yeah, negating is a correct synonym.
Okay, thank you. And I think it's very nice talk today. Thank you for your presentation and all the analogies and other things. If you allow me to say these three Sanskrit words which you might be aware of, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. So you have given us the knowledge, and we have to have the desire to do it, and we have to put that into actions, and hopefully we will put these things into actions, and let us all get liberated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shivakumar.
Dr. Ananda, sorry, this is Srini. I have one question. So you're saying we have to do meditation continuously so that we can get rid of the Sanchita Karma as well as Prarabdha Karma, and we can even control the Agna Karma. But doing our job is also a part of karma, no? So if I'm just sitting doing meditation, then who will take care of the job and other aspects? Is it not part of karma?
Absolutely. It's very, very important, and you can't escape from your normal job and family related duties, etc. What I meant is the few minutes or hours which you are able to spend in the meditation is the period where you are absolutely free from your Agna Karma, Prarabdha Karma, and Sanchita Karma. So if you are doing Agna meditation, at that time you can't do good. You can't do bad also. So obviously for that whatever 3 minutes or even 30 minutes, you are absolutely free of your Agna Karma. If you're able to do Turiya meditation, you are just outside your body. So you are not associating with your subtle body and the physical body. So you are free of your Prarabdha Karma. If you are able to do the Turiyadita meditation, then you are completely outside even from the Sanchita Karma. So the first aim is to practice this holistically from few minutes to few hours. If you're able to spend 2 hours in the morning for the whole package of Kaya Kalpa, simplified exercise, 14-point acupressure, and various meditations, 2 hours every day in the morning with Kaya Kalpa spread all over the day, that will form a kind of a strong decoction to take your full day. See, we are spending energy every minute. Now I'm talking. I'm spending energy, ATP every minute, but we are not eating every minute. We eat 2 times, 3 times, or maybe once a day if you are a yogi. That energy is more than enough to keep you going all throughout the day. So what I meant is this meditation, what you are investing in your life, will make you free of karma. That will dissociate and help you to run the whole day. By the time that meditative power is getting weaning, next day morning you will meditate again. And there is also another concept by name known as Jivan Mukti, where they will be in a state which in Tamil known as Sagaja Nishtai. Nishtai means almost like meditation. You are absolutely in meditative state. Sagaja Nishtai means you will be walking, you will be doing your clinics, you will be doing your normal job, but you have that meditative appearance in you. The very good example is you may have come across some movies of Ramana Maharishi, etc. They are in Sagaja Nishtai. They are in that meditative state, but they are able to do their duties very clearly. For example, Ramana Maharishi has taken care of that cow, and he is able to speak very limited, he is able to walk around. So that is what it is. See, you can be meditative and you can do your job also in a meditative state. That's a very wonderful experience, and you will feel that. I used to say that the whole clinic will end in no time, and you will be as aware and as energetic as in the starting of the clinic, and it will keep you so fresh. The unhappiness or tiredness is more associated with the physical body and the subtle body. So if you associate with the main causal body and run your day, you can do the jobs with much more efficiency and without much tiredness, and the outcome will be very good. You can't escape from the, you're not saying you are escaping. We can't escape from our day-to-day duty. Even if you go to a forest and meditate, there will be some job for you. You may have to collect some wood for cooking, you may have to search for fruit for your lunch. So there will be some job we will be always doing, and that is the Prarabdha Karma will lead us.
Thanks, Doctor. It's quite useful, Doctor. Really, thanks for this presentation. Varga Again. நன்றிங்க.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
தேங்க்யூ.
Dr. Ananda, it was a very nice presentation. And many congratulations for becoming a visiting professor.